Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to round 4 of TUF1 Season 3 on F1 2020, live from Singapore. As we just wait for everybody to load into the lobby, I'm just going to share the links. And away to go then. So here we are, 19 runners. A couple of reserves dropped in this evening. There are still a couple of open seats available in our top division. If you are interested in racing, there are 3 races left after tonight in Season 3 before we head then into Season 4. Just as a quick look at the tables. Julian currently leading the way then on 69 points after 2 victories, and he's got a 23 point gap after 3 races down to Hamres in second place, who picked up his maiden victory in Monaco. Third place then comes Andy on 42 with Santa Silent on 40, and then another big gap to Stinner with 28 in 5th. And as for the constructors, the Alfa Romeo team with a big gap of 81 points. Hamres and Nick then in the McLarens on 48, and Sheo and Andy come third with the Haas team. So a big result needed then from the likes of Hamres, whose bad luck really did cost him dearly in Brazil, as he saw Julian come from P6 to end up taking the victory, his second of the season. And Hamres most definitely will be hoping for a better result this evening to close that gap heading into the final 3 races of the calendar. So let's have a look. I believe Renault. Some McLaren. So Trunders looks like he'll be the first to set a fast time. Let's get on board with this. Reserving from TUF2 this evening, as we've got yellow flags in Sector 3 as people prepare to create some room for their laps. So not too bad so far. A little heavy through that section there, and again it's very important, the cornering here. Slow in, fast out is very much a big advantage in Singapore. Obviously keeping out of the wall first and foremost is the most important thing. Be very surprised if we didn't see, as Trunders goes a bit heavy once again, I'd be surprised if we didn't see a safety car this evening. And even more surprised if we didn't see a few front wings coming off into the wall, as we've got yellow flags in Sector 2. Looks like somebody's had an incident there. Nice through the chicane from Trunders. And through the penultimate corner, he runs out of ERS around the last corner, first to set a lap, and he does a 36.9, and Fanatic has given up on his lap. He's invalidated, so straight into the pits for a new set for him. On board with Andy as Showan goes quickest with a 35.1, a big jump there from Showan in regards to Trunders laps. So Andy then, currently in Sector 2, goes fastest through Sector 2, as Julian goes top with a 1:33.9, so again 1.2 seconds faster than Showan. That's a massive gap, as he stamps his authority on this qualifying session. Dobby puts himself up into P2, third place in Brazil last week, a 34.7 for him. Bats Plus goes fourth, Boogeyman fifth. Let's have a look at Andy then, who did go fastest. He invalidates on the last corner. Got too greedy there on the last corner and invalidates. Eden's invalidated his. Stinner's in the pits. Have a look at Young Breezy then. A big qualifying from him last week. His strategy plan though to go onto the medium tyres on the restart really did cost him dearly, as he lost so many places on the opening few laps and he ended up retiring. And Hamres on medium tyres goes third with the 34.7, so pretty much matching Dobby's time there on the harder compound tyres. So there's a massive lap from Hamres. Still a big gap obviously to Julian, but I fully expect him to fit a set of softs and go for a quicker run there. We've got a little message in the chat which says that it may rain, so something to look forward to in the rain there. That was close from Young Breezy there, taking every chance possible there to gain some time. He was very close to the wall, but keeps it out. Very neat through here. And Stu said Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, Stu. Happy New Year. Hope you've had a good one, man, and we hope to see you back soon. Bit heavy there from Young Breezy. Good evening, Scuzz. And Spats Plus has been given a 5-second place penalty for a collision. Young Breezy then invalidates. I'm not sure if he invalidated sooner, maybe only now I've picked it up, but it's very disappointing for him as he invalidates his lap and has to go again. No, he is going to pull out, but he maybe should have gone in there straight away. He's now going to do another lap round. He's lost a run maybe on a set of softs, so we want to get around as quick as possible to get a timed lap in. We've only got 10 timed laps in at the moment. Andy of course was one that invalidated, as well as Eden. Let's have a look. Lunatics is in the pits, Shay's on his out lap, Miles is in the pits. Hammer is on another run on these medium tyres. And he goes fastest through the second sector. Can he improve? Very neat. And we heard from Luca last week that Hammers is starting to put a lot more practice in, and that's possibly been shown in his first few results of the season. Some great performances from him as he's taken the battle to Julian, and he comes in, so he's aborted that lap. Aborted with F-Fanatic then in 11th place, still yet to set a fast time. And there's yellow flags ahead as F-Fanatic goes fastest in Sector 2. Of course we say this a lot in TUF, but qualifying really is massively important here. Overtaking is a premium, and with the possibility, or more so the probability of a safety car, the strategies are extremely important to put your car in the right spot to take advantage. Here comes F-Fanatic then across through the last corner, across the line, and puts his car in second place with a 34.5. Still 6/10 off the pace, but a massive lap from F-Fanatic up into second place. Good run, good lap. Let's have a look who's on track. Shay then coming around the last corner. What can he do? Puts himself up into P11, 36.8. Some big gaps already showing here and between the guys at the top and the guys in the midfield. Could be a long evening for some guys tonight. Lock up there from Showen as he comes out to end Sector 2. And he goes purple as well, so a lot of boys are managing to put purple sector times in Sector 2. The track is starting to come to them then, and we'll see faster times develop as we go along here. Still over 7 minutes remaining, so enough time for 2, possibly 3 runs for some of these guys if they can get out and avoid the traffic, set themselves up. Julian then improves with 1:33.3, big lap from Julian as he asserts dominance. Showen crosses the line and pops his car into 5th with 1:34.7 then. So again, a good lap. It is still quite tight from 2nd down to 5th at the moment. Can anyone challenge Julian at the top as Stinner puts in a 34.8 on a set of mediums himself? There's invalidation from TT. Andy once again is invalidated. He may need just to come in, fit a new set and put a banker lap in, but of course he's already used. This will be his 2nd set, so maybe he might want to go again on this set just to put a banker lap in and come out on the fresh set and set a faster time. There's a bit of movement on the leaderboard at the moment. So 5 cars yet to set fast times. We're on board with Lunatics now, who will set a fast time, and what can he come up with? He goes 11th with 1:35.9 himself as well on the medium tyre, maybe looking for a longer strategy game then for the race. He's not going to go for another run, and he gets out of the way quickly for Andy on his softs. Dobby for himself back up into P2 with a 34.0. Very nice through the start sector 2 for Andy, very aggressive out of the corners. Easy on the power through there, dodges the curbs. And again we see it. A purple sector in sector 2 as Andy looks to set some sort of banker lap here. There's yellow flags ahead, there's guys prepared for a fast lap. Dreams he's getting out of the way. There's someone else ahead. Hopefully he won't get in Andy's way as he looks to set this lap. Ooh, he's very close to Sir Quineth that's currently ahead. He's going to drive into the pits. Andy then round the final bend. What can he come up with? It looks like a decent lap, and he does a 34.1, puts himself P3 at the moment. He want to get back and fit another set of softs then for one final quick run, but at least he's got some sort of banker in at the moment. Santero's on the track. He's invalidated his, and I believe Eden's retired. He did get a fast lap in with a 34.6 to put himself into P6, but has retired, so we'll wait and see where he ends up later in the evening. I'm not sure what's happened there, whether he's gone into the wall. We did see yellow flags, and there we go, yeah. On board with Bats Plus then, currently P11. And once again we see a purple sector in sector 2. And an invalidation from Bats Plus, which is unfortunate. Falera tyres from 14th. Still a few guys on medium tyres here. Dreamsy currently in P12 and clips the barrier there. Let's wait and see. He invalidates his lap, so expecting him to come in. Yeah, he does. Will we see him fit a set of softs and do a faster run? A lot of the guys now on out laps. Sean's just started his fast lap from P8. Very nice and clean through the first couple of corners. And neat through that as well. Nice start to the lap from Sean. Lock up as he comes out of sector 1. Doesn't seem to cost him any time at all. Maybe a bit cautious in the chicane there, cost himself maybe a tenth. Foot down. DRS applied. And he's 3/10 up currently on his time. Again, we've got traffic, and it's again Sir Quineth just ahead of Sean. You need to get out of the way here, Sir Quineth. And he does. Hopefully that's not cost Sean any time. As he comes across through the final corner and across the line, he improves by 2/10, puts himself back up into P5 at 1:34.545. As Dobby is invalidated, back on board with Julian, then your current pole sitter, and he's done a 33.0, full second in front of Dobby, who's invalidated his lap. Will he get one more run in, or will he just take what he's got? Andy and F1atic are currently both on out laps. Sean's aborted, so that will be his final, I think. Santero currently in P6. He's just started his flyer, so we'll stay on board with him. Okay, so we've got a couple of retirements coming in as well. Shea's retired from P12. Stinner's retired from P9, and Dobby also is retired from P2, so he's pretty happy with his lap. Santero's going to have to improve by 6/10 in order to dislodge Dobby from the first row of the grid. And he's currently 2.9 up on his time, so there won't be any improvement from Santero this evening then. And Andy as well has put his car in the bin as it started to rain here in qualifying. Incredible. So that really has compromised these guys' laps. And Julian will take yet another pole with a 33.0, a full 1 second, as we said, ahead of Dobby. Are we going to get rain here in the start of the race? Of course, Singapore in the wet does hold the TUF record as the only race in history to complete the 2-hour time period of 100% race from 2018. Which was one I'm sure you've all heard before, by the one and only Shea Bentos Pai. And then let's quickly go through the classification then. Julian takes yet another pole with a 1:33 flat. Dobby second, Mr. Ice Cold Andy third, F1atic fourth, Sean, Santero, Eden, Hamres on the medium tyre, Stinner also in the medium in 9th, The Boogeyman, Bats Plus 11th, Shay 12th, Dreamsy 13th, Lunatics, Folair, Trunders, Di Miles, Sir Gwyneth, TT and Young Breezy. The final two didn't manage to get a time in there in qualifying, so unfortunate for them. They will be starting at the back. Let's have a look. Some of these boys, some of these medium runners, if it is going to be a wet start, will be ruin their decision to qualify on mediums rather than softs. If you are listening in, boys, get your predictions in for your race winner and your podium sitters. Of course, the general, I suppose the general feeling will be that Julian will get the win tonight. But remember the last time we were at a street circuit in Monaco, and he took off his own wing and allowed Hamres to close the gap and take him for the race win. Of course, the corners in Singapore aren't as tight as Monaco, but they're just as dangerous. Okay, so we're just waiting for some of these guys to load in. A few of the races we've done this season, have ended up in us having to restart the session. So the fact that so many are taking so long to get in is not filling me with too much confidence at the moment. As the boys lock in their strategies. It does look very dark in the sky. You can't see any rain at the moment in the pit lane, but as I said, it looks very cloudy above. So a challenging Grand Prix ahead for some of these guys is a possibility. Just waiting on the last few then to ready up before the formation lap. Still waiting on Dreamsy, F-Fanatic and Dire Miles. Yeah, and F-Fanatic has reported that he's stuck on loading again as he did last week. Just wait for confirmation on what we'll do, whether we'll go ahead and wait or whether we will restart the session, which is very frustrating. Apologies for you guys if you are watching and listening in. Nella's saying Singapore was a sweaty race, 100%. Okay, so I believe that F-Fanatic probably was the problem. He's just restarted his game, and the countdown now is on to start the session. So we are going to get some racing without having to restart the stream, which is fantastic. still showing up as Dreamsy and Die Miles are not quite loaded in yet. I'm just going to send Fnatic an invite quickly. Okay, and here we are then. So we do have the formation, which is great. We do have a dry start. And a couple of changes in the order to tell you about. Bats Plus, of course, did take a 5-second grid penalty, so he's now down to 15th and promotes Trundles, Lunatics, Dreamsy, Shay and the Boogeyman. Falair's dropped down to the back, so I'm not sure if he had a grid penalty as well. Both guys have disqualified from the formation lap, which may indicate an instant there for both of them as well. Let's have a look. Fnatic will be hoping to get back in that car. Is he back in? It looks as though it's ghosting. Yeah, he's not quite back in yet. It was a great qualifying from him, so he'll obviously be hoping to get back in as soon as possible. So if anyone's aware, if you can take control back of your car during formation, you've got Fnatic's car has slowed down, so maybe he has managed to take control now. The reports in the chat saying that he couldn't, so yeah, it's going to be rotten luck for him to start from P4 and not be able to take control of his car. And obviously it might cause an instant if he does manage to get back in the first couple of turns, and there's so many cars jockeying for position. But the guys at the front starting to line up. "31 laps. And there we go, Fnatic's in, great. So, 20 drivers then. Of course, we are getting, again, the visual glitch says lap 2. We are still, obviously, at the race start, so we will get a bit of glitching with the time screens and the telemetry for the first couple of laps. We'll try and keep on top of it as much as we can until it sorts itself out. And now we're not getting any vis of a countdown, so I mean, in the grand scheme of things with this game in general, we've seen much worse glitches in the past, so I suppose we can't be too downbeat on having to restart a session, but it's extremely disappointing, of course, for us to have to split our streams constantly. Again, we're going to wait for clarification regarding what's going to happen in terms of the session, so if you could bear with us. Oh.